Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director, David Riggleman. Coming up on this show, the state of education. Local principals weigh in during a Principals Roundtable. We'll sit down with one of the principals who was there. Plus, we'll take you on a walk and talk through Ward 5. It's something new to this program, and it's a great information if you're looking to make a change to your property. Keep that in mind. And joining us to discuss these topics and a lot more is our Ward 5 Councilwoman. You know who it is. It's Shondra Summers-Armstrong. Welcome back to the program. How are you?
Good morning, David. I'm wonderful. How are you?
Very good. Here we are. We're almost to the month of June, and summer's like right upon us. So
I can't believe it. It's warming up outside. The garden is looking good. The trees are all blooming. So we are looking forward to summer.
All right, we are. You are also looking forward to a lot of great things going on in Ward 5. That's your neck of the woods, so to speak. If you don't know where Ward 5 is located, well, don't worry. We're going to show you right on the map. It's basically the area all the way from our downtown, but it stretches all the way out into the northwest. It's a very interesting ward. Basically parallels the north side and then the west side of US 95. If you live in that area or work in that area, of course, you're in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And if you're a resident out there, you're represented on the city council by Councilwoman Shondra Summers-Armstrong. Well, speaking of Councilwoman Summers-Armstrong, you recently organized a Principals Roundtable, and this is pretty cool. For more on what was discussed, we're joined by one of the principals who was there. She leads the West Preparatory High School and is a very proud Husky, as you're going to find out here in a moment. We're excited to welcome Principal Nakia Barker to the show. Principal Barker, welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate
you.
And thank you.
Councilwoman, tell us about this roundtable that you organized. What was the purpose?
Well, we had one earlier in the year that was a more formal sort of dinner, and I found that the principals were a little reticent to chat, and so we said, let's do this again on a Friday afternoon, way more casual, and we were really excited about the conversation. Everyone was a lot more relaxed. And we really got into the weeds of some of the pressing issues that we are seeing in our educational space. And Principal Barker was there, and she was really full of energy and information.
I'm shocked to hear that.
And we thought we'd bring her on the show today to sort of talk about what happened.
Well, Principal Barker, what happened? What took place?
Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you so much, Councilwoman. Again, that opportunity to be able to share out and to hear other ideas, suggestions, things that are taking place in our ward from other principals was amazing. First thing that we talked about was just our different school setup, our demographics, what makes us so unique. And so I was just happy to just brag about my school. My school is very unique. I am one of 2 K through 12 models in the Clark County School District.
Interesting.
And so what makes me so unique is the school is named after Charles I. West Preparatory Academy, is named after the first African-American Las Vegas doctor. And so those things, yes, yes. And so with that being said, what made me so unique, just wanting to advance that with the community and be able to change a community through health sciences. So, yeah.
And Councilwoman, the principals that were there, they were all from Ward 5, right?
Absolutely.
Elementary school, middle school, and high schools.
Yes, we actually had high schools too. We had West Preparatory was there, as well as Advanced Technologies Academy was there. And so we got a full range of discussion about issues. We talked about absenteeism. We talked about
a big problem in the school district.
It is, absolutely. And we talked about behavioral issues that are happening. We're seeing some increases in expulsions, representing young black girls. Specifically, their numbers have been rising over the last years. And so the principals, we really talked about causation, right? It's one thing to deal with something at the end, but what are the causes? And some of the things we talked about were housing insecurity, food insecurity. These things we discussed really show up in school when children come and they're hungry. When they come to school and housing is insecure, they've got their clothing in a grocery bag or in a garbage bag at the door.
They're thinking about other things besides learning the lesson for the day.
They don't want to hear about algebra, right? And so any minor incident is going to send that child, into a behavioral situation because they're just already on edge. And so you talked, Dr. Barker, about what you all are doing in your school to address some of these issues.
So some of the things that we're addressing is making sure that we created a communication platform. And so we wanted to hear from families. The best way to understand a problem is to be able to have that personal relationship. And so, again, the district, they already had some platforms, Infinite Campus, Parent Link. But what we did is we extended our platforms by just creating a partnership with Talking Points. And so we found out just through Talking Points, I had a town hall meeting with my families. And just that, getting that information out expanded the parents to come in to share what they felt about what was happening in their community. And of course, like as Councilwoman explained, yes, there are times where attendance was a huge issue for families, and they wanted to be able to communicate that. And so with Talking Points, it's an easy platform where they can send a text, utilizing their mobile device and being able to connect, not just with the principal, with teachers. And so with that, it's real time. And I love it because I'm in the community all the time. I could be at one of the grocery stores and the families are talking about, okay, we're listening to the Talking Points and we have we love what you're doing, and I'm gonna send you a Talking Point message on some concerns I might have with my child and attendance. And immediately I'm able to filter that information with counseling services on our campuses. So I appreciate that platform to be able to tackle our attendance issues, our behavior issues. Many of our parents, it's very hard for them to be able to show up during the day. But if they're at work, that Talking Points, they can utilize their mobile device and say, my child sent me a text about a behavior concern, about an issue that's happening with classmates or whomever. And so with that, they send that, it gets to me immediately, and I'm ready to address it. So yes.
So that communication obviously is
It is.
And I think that's what you were fostering here is this dialogue to get everybody communicating, maybe trying to get everybody on the same page. Tell everybody, if they're not familiar with West Prep, tell everyone a little bit about your school.
As I stated before, we're very unique. We're the one of two K through 12 models. And so we were actually, I started my administrative career. I was really interested in West Prep in 2008. And so before 2008, Dr. Mike Barton, who facilitated this expansion, it was just a middle school, 6th through 8th. So he had the great idea to expand it. There's a learning model in California. And so I was able to connect with him. I was able to walk the premises before the expansion of K through 12. And so it was very amazing. The things that he had in mind was just providing services for the community, bringing on health services, bringing on community partnerships. And so the thing about it is he's done that. And so I want to continue to follow that model and continue to build upon that model. The emphasis, though, is we're changing a little emphasis with it. What will make or what will K through 12 West Prep become? We are really emphasizing the health sciences model, STEM model. And so we want to kind of lead with our namesake. And so we have some dual enrollment programs with Desert Rose, where we are graduating phlebotomists, in science. And so we're very excited. Hopefully we can get a sports medicine doctor.
That's terrific. How many students do you have?
Right now, there's a total of about 1,700.
Wow, that's a big campus.
Yes,
From little ones all the way to high school. Councilwoman, interesting to have all of the principals from the young all the way. Do you find that the issues are similar, or are they dissimilar, through the age ranges?
I think that it's similar all the way through. And attendance was an issue, behavior was an issue. Some of the other things that we talked about were curricula, all the things, right? And so I think that education is just not easy, right? And how do we engage families? How do we get them at the table, whether it is in person or whether it is through our means of our phones, to get families engaged and let them know that they play a vital role in the education of our children. And it's exciting to hear that West Prep is moving into this STEM area, because I speak often about the proximity of Ward 5, especially historic West Las Vegas and those areas, to Ward 1 and the medical district.
Right there.
It's right there. And how important it is that our young people right here in our community
stay here.
And see a pathway.
Yes.
Not just for a job, but for a career. And if they get excited about STEM and about medicine and learn more about Charles I. West, who was a trailblazer, he's actually in the Legacy Park.
That's right.
They get to know that no matter what their circumstances, there's teachers and principals like Dr. Barker who are there to help them realize their dreams. There are opportunities, and we want our children to fulfill their dreams. And like I tell them, I'm getting old. I need y'all to be in these health sciences to take care of my raggedy knees and my back and all the things. Yes. And if these are children from the community and they know us after years of interaction, just think about the kind of care that we will receive.
It would be high level.
High level care. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Well, ladies, we have about 2 minutes left. Principal Barker, I want to give you, if there's anything else you want to talk about, it's been an exciting discussion. Kudos to you and the things you're doing at your school. Kudos to you for bringing everyone together to address the causation of so many issues. You get those figured out, and then all of a sudden you have great results. But
so, yeah, and then, I also love that the district also emphasizes about the social emotional development of students. Right. And so what we've also done is we partnered with several other outside organizations to provide those services, the well-being of the child. So when we're talking about health sciences, we need that piece. And so I'm thankful for the district. They have Hazel Health already. It's a virtual platform for students and families to participate in. But we've also extended. So we have what is called INVCO, and that's another counseling service. They provide us a full-time therapist, behavior specialist, and so they are our partnerships to, again, the district provides us a lot, but sometimes it's okay to expand.
Well, and it's okay to talk about those issues in the past. Those were always taboo. You couldn't talk about it, but I think throughout society we're learning that you can fix a lot of things before they get worse by having those discussions.
Absolutely.
So, Principal Nakia Barker, great to have you on the program. It's just it's terrific what you're doing over there. And Councilwoman, thank you for facilitating the roundtable and the discussion that you had there and that we had here today, in fact. So
thank you.
Well, Principal, we need to take a quick break, but coming up, are you thinking about making some type of addition to your property? Well, if so, you won't want to miss our next segment. It's right after this.
You want a great ride-share experience? Don't ride with us. But if you drive after drinking or consuming cannabis, this is the ride you're going to get. Plan a ride. Or we'll pick you up. Paid for by the Nevada Departments of Public Safety and Transportation.
Welcome back, everyone. Councilwoman Shondra Summers-Armstrong is kicking off something new on our show. She's taking you on a walk and talk through Ward 5. And if you're looking to add some new additions to your property, this segment is for you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shondra Summers-Armstrong, City Council Ward 5. And today, we're here to answer some of your most commonly asked questions related to home improvements. I'm here today with Fred Solis from the Planning Department. Hey, Fred.
Hello, Councilwoman.
How are you?
Doing well.
It's a beautiful day.
It is.
Cool shades.
Thank you.
All right. So often we have folks come in and they want to have a carport added to their homes. Can you talk to us about how they go about getting that done?
Absolutely, Councilwoman. So carports can either be attached or detached. In the example behind us, this is an attached carport. These need to be 5 feet from the side and rear property lines. We do not allow detached carports in the front yard, and if it's attached in the front yard, it does need to meet the building setback.
Wow, that's a little bit complicated. So what would you suggest folks do if they want to build a carport? What's the first thing they should do?
I would say you call our planners directly, and they'll be able to assist you right away.
Awesome. Well, Fred, let's go to the next location.
Absolutely.
Hello, everybody. We are still out in the neighborhood. Hi, Fred.
Hello.
Well, another improvement that folks often want to do is to add a shed or a casita. Can you talk a little bit about what needs to be done?
Sure, Councilwoman. Well, first off, the shed or casita needs to be physically compatible with the main structure, the main house. They cannot be located in the front yard, and it can be a minimum of 3 feet from the side and rear property lines. If the casita has a full kitchen, it may need a special use permit.
Wow. So can anyone put a casita on any piece of property?
Well, a couple things. First, it needs to meet zoning requirements and also eventually have to obtain building permits. Anything over 200 square feet generally will need some sort of building permit.
So again, the first person they need to call is who?
Planning.
Planning department.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to go to one more location. You up to it?
Sounds great.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Hey, Fred, we're still out in the neighborhood, and this is our final stop. Looks like we've got a neighbor who wants to put up a block wall. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Sure, Councilwoman. So you're allowed an 8-foot solid block wall in your rear and side property lines. In your front yard, you're only allowed a 5-foot wall, and it has to be see-through. You can't use materials such as barbed wire, corrugated metal, or razor wire in residential zoning districts.
Oh my gosh, razor wire. Why would anyone want to do that?
Security, I suppose?
Okay, all right, but it's dangerous.
It is.
So 5 feet in the front. So this is been a wonderful experience for me to be hanging out with you this afternoon and learning all these great things about building and planning. I hope that you'll come back out.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, and I ordered up a beautiful day.
You sure did.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So folks, we are so excited that you joined us on our very first community walk and talk. We will come back at a later date with more information for you so that you can ask questions before you build. Again, I'm Shondra Summers-Armstrong, Las Vegas City Council, Ward 5.
Good segment, Councilwoman. Look at you out there, the roving reporter.
Thank you. Kind of got the idea from some things that we had seen done in some other large metropolitan cities where they were trying to help communities understand processes that often seem a little bit murky and difficult. And I thought, you know what, we could do something fun like that. And it came out all right.
It sure did. Good time. Very commonly asked questions there. Carport. I want to add a shed or a casita. That's really common. And the last one is the wall. I'm going to change my wall, do something. Good segments. Because how many times do we find out people make the change and then after the fact realize, oh no, I'm not in compliance with the code?
Exactly. And it is our goal to get this information out to the city community so that they can avoid having to be under code enforcement and their neighbors are, complaining. Again, I said last time, we don't want the Hatfields and McCoys right here in Las Vegas. And so, if we want people to know information, we have to find different ways to get it out there. And so I'm hoping that this will catch on and people will begin to send questions in so that we can build our segments around what people are asking us.
Exactly right. And I think good information in your piece there, it's like, before you do anything, probably a good idea to reach out to our community development planning department and find out what the code says. An interesting thing I didn't realize, and I've been here a long time, is that if you're going to do an addition over 200 square feet, you're probably going to need a building permit. So if it's something relatively small in your house, probably don't. But if you're going to do maybe something the size of a room, yeah, you're going to need a building permit.
Absolutely, because often the room, there's issues of whether or not this has access to the outside.
Exactly.
Does it need to have additional wiring? Does the structure have to have a new roof extension, and how that all ties in? And so we want our community to be safe.
That's the key, right?
That's the number one thing, is safety. And the second thing is that these are also to help protect the homeowner. If you decide you want to sell in the future and you've added what you think is a wonderful addition, but it isn't built up to present code, you could run into issues whether or not, one, you can insure it, and whether or not, if you're selling, you will be able to sell it with that addition on. So we're just trying to help one another. I want the community to have the fullest benefit, and that's why we have a community development and planning department.
Yeah, very, very good, Councilwoman. It's not the city being nitpicky, it's to protect the homeowner and also to keep you from getting into trouble with your neighbors too. You know, you might find yourself, like you were saying, your neighbors might not be happy with what you've done because, lo and behold, you didn't follow what the city code says. Now you're in a tiff with them. So.
Right, absolutely. So I think this is a good start, and I would really appreciate feedback from the community so that we know that we're on the right path. Yeah,
we want to hear from you, because if there are other segments that you're interested in hearing about, then we want to know that, so then our roving reporter here can go out into the field and talk about it. So did you have kind of a concept of what might be next? Something else you'd like to talk about? Have you got some other ideas floating around?
I've got some other ideas, but I still want to leave myself open to the community to give some feedback. So we'll keep moving forward with our ideas until and if folks will respond. So this is your opportunity, community members, to reach out to us at ward5@lasvegasnevada.gov and let us know what you'd like to know about. And we will do our very best to work with the internal departments to get that information out to you in a manner that is you can deal with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think you said it in the piece. Sometimes city rules, codes can seem pretty complicated,
overwhelming,
and confess, bureaucratic.
Yes, indeed.
But again, it's really for the homeowner's benefit and to keep everything safe, and to also make sure that everybody, your neighbor isn't encroaching on your property or vice versa.
Or vice versa, absolutely. So we just appreciate the opportunity to get out there. The neighbors were really nice to let us walk on their property and shoot and point the camera at their carports and the other things. And so, if you'd like to be in the next segment, let us know.
That's right. We'll talk about it. Good stuff. That was really good stuff in that segment. Very handy information. And again, just reach out to the city. If you don't know who to begin with, Councilwoman's office will route you to the right place. Before the end of this show, we'll tell you how to get in touch with the Councilwoman and her team, and they'll make sure that your questions get to the right people within the city. But that's what we're here for, and we got a great planning department, very smart people. And they're happy to answer your questions. That's what they're here for. So.
Absolutely. And I do know that sometimes the technical people will talk in technical speak, and so we're working on that. But the main thing is that our citizens know that they're there to help. Mm-hmm. We work for the community, and we want to be there to provide the support that they need. So. First step is to reach out to us. No matter what your experience has been in the past, this is a new day. And so please reach out, get the information, and we'll do our best to walk you through whatever you're working on at your house, your mansion, your safe place. We want it to be as beautiful as you want it to be, and we want to just help you do it so that it's safe. There's no fires, we don't have any plumbing issues. It's just that things are done well and what is expected.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, I'm looking forward to the next segment and where you are next. That'll be great. But Councilwoman, before we leave, we want to tell everybody out there there's a couple of events coming up that are right around the corner that we don't want anyone to miss. The first is a small business vendor fair with the Housing Authority. Talk a little bit about that.
So as has been well publicized, Marble Manor is being redeveloped, and the Housing Authority is planning an event on the 28th of May. They are inviting small businesses to the table to learn about what opportunities there are for contracting. I am so excited about this. And so if you would please reach out at the number that's on the screen or the email, and please come. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. at Pearson Community Center on Cary.
On Wednesday, May 28th.
May 28th. And this is a really great opportunity for our small businesses, community businesses to be able to take part in the redevelopment of Marble Manor. Often small businesses say they don't know about what's going on.
So we're telling you.
Yes, here's your opportunity to get in on it. And these are going to be great contracting opportunities. This is an 8-year project. So if you are a small business, you're a plumbing business or an electrical business, or even if you do flat work, here's a chance for you to be able to engage in this and be able to pick up some work, some contracting for the remainder of the project. I'm so excited.
Good stuff. All right, everybody. Again, that's going to be on May 28th from 4 to 6. And then, Councilwoman, Juneteenth right around the corner. Juneteenth, of course, the celebration officially is June 19th, but the festival here in Las Vegas is going to take place on Saturday, June 21st at the World Market Expo.
Yes, this event has gone on for several years. It's been at the World Market Center for about the last 3 or 4 times. Many of you who have participated before remember it was outside, then it was inside Doolittle, and we've just outgrown those spaces.
It's a good problem to have.
Good problem, and it's too hot to be outside in June anyway. So we're at the World Market Center on the 21st from 4 to 9. If you are a vendor, another opportunity. If you are a vendor, if you sell wares, if you are an organization that wants to get some information out, if you offer services and you want to be there, we are inviting you to be a vendor. And you can reach out to June19lv.com for more information about to become a vendor. And I think we may have 1 spot left for a food truck.
Okay.
So please reach out. We want community representation. We want our vendors to be able to sell their wares, community groups to be able to get the information out. There's going to be music. You know how we do. It's going to be music. It's going to be good. I think
it's inside.
It's inside. There's just going to be a wonderful event. The time to come together as a community. I love to go every year. I collect fans that are made out of African fabric. So I always go each year to see if I can pick up a couple of new ones, maybe a dress or so, or top this year as well, and just enjoy the event. So please, wherever you are in the region, please come out and enjoy this amazing event with us.
Sounds good. Well, good. That's a good invitation right there from the Councilwoman. Well, Councilwoman, we're about out of time here, but we want to tell everybody out there, as promised, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Shondra Summers-Armstrong, you can contact her at 702-229-5443 or send her an email. Here's that address. It's ward5@lasvegasnevada.gov. And she or one of her great staff will get right back to you. Great show. Love the walk and talk. Well, can't wait to see what you're going to do in 6 weeks. We'll have you back, okay?
Thanks, David. I appreciate you and your staff for all the good work that you do to make all these things happen.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Councilwoman. And folks, don't miss our next show beginning on May 29th with Councilwoman Nancy Bruni. City of Las Vegas TV is streaming now. You can watch all of our shows on YouTube at City of Las Vegas TV. You can also watch online at lasvegasnevada.gov/connect. And check out our newsletter. You can subscribe by scanning the QR code in the credits at the end of this show. Folks, we want to thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time around.